The Galactic Empire was the strongest force in the universe. For centuries, they had conquered planets and claimed resources across countless star systems. Their massive ships and powerful weapons were known everywhere. Whenever the Empire arrived, civilizations had two choices: surrender or be destroyed. No one dared challenge the Empire's rule. One day, the Empire received reports about a small, unknown planet on the edge of their territory called Earth. Humans lived there, a new species they hadn't encountered before. Earth looked like an easy target, small, isolated, and not part of any powerful alliance. The Empire's leaders believed humans would be primitive and weak. Taking over this new planet would be simple, just another addition to their growing list of conquered worlds. To handle this, the Empire decided to send an elite fleet of ships. This fleet had some of their best soldiers and strongest weapons. The commanders were confident and looked forward to an easy victory. They imagined humans would be terrified when they saw the Empire's ships approaching their planet. It would just take one powerful show of force to make humans surrender without a fight. As the fleet neared Earth, they were ready for what they thought would be a quick mission. They planned to enter Earth's orbit, scan for defenses, and then send a message demanding Earth's surrender. To the Empire, it seemed laughable that such a small, isolated planet would even consider resisting. They had no idea what they were about to encounter. But as they approached Earth, something unexpected happened. A message was sent from Earth directly to the Empire's fleet. It was clear, strong, and simple. "This is Earth. Turn back now or you will regret it." The Empire's commanders paused, surprised by the boldness in the message. They were used to receiving desperate cries for mercy or pleas for negotiation. Instead, this message was a warning to them. The Empire's commanders laughed. They couldn't believe humans, this tiny and unknown species, had the courage to warn the Galactic Empire to turn back. They assumed it was just empty words, spoken out of fear. After all, humans had likely heard about the Empire's strength and must be terrified. Yet, despite the laughter, a strange feeling settled over the crew. None of them voiced it, but the message felt different. It was too confident, too calm. Shrugging off their doubts, the Empire's fleet continued its approach. The commanders ordered their ships to scan Earth's atmosphere and surface, expecting to see basic defenses, perhaps a few outdated missiles or weak energy shields. But the scan results surprised them again. They couldn't get any clear readings on Earth's defenses. It was as if their systems were being jammed. No planet had ever managed to block the Empire's advanced scanners. The commanders started to grow irritated, confused by this unexpected resistance. Just as they were about to order a closer inspection, they noticed something else. Several large human ships appeared out of nowhere, surrounding the Empire's fleet. These ships hadn't shown up on any of their initial scans. How could humans have hidden ships of this size and technology? It didn't make sense. The human ships were sleek, with dark reflective surfaces that absorbed radar, making them nearly invisible. A deep silence fell over the Empire's fleet. The human ships sent another message. This time the voice was colder, more intense. "This is your final warning. Run now or face the consequences." For the first time, the Empire's commanders felt a hint of fear. This wasn't what they had expected. But they had come too far to back down now. They were the Galactic Empire. Retreating from a small, unknown planet would make them look weak. With a quick signal, they ignored the warning and prepared to attack. The fleet's weapons charged, and the commanders ordered the first strike, confident this would be over quickly. They had no idea they had just made the biggest mistake of their lives. The Empire's fleet hovered in Earth's orbit, their weapons ready to fire. The commanders were eager to strike and show these humans the power of the Galactic Empire. They had received Earth's warnings, but they dismissed them as empty threats. How could such a small, unknown planet have any real defense against the strongest force in the galaxy? As the Empire's ships lined up to attack, their systems suddenly went dark. Screens turned black, targeting systems failed, and all communication lines cut off. The Empire's soldiers scrambled to restore power, but nothing worked. They had never experienced anything like this before. Panic spread among the crew as the darkness and silence made them feel isolated, cut off from their powerful fleet. Then, out of the shadows, human warships appeared. The Empire's commanders were shocked. They hadn't detected these ships at all. The human vessels were sleek and dark, reflecting no light, making them nearly invisible. They moved with deadly precision, surrounding the Empire's fleet. The commanders couldn't believe what they were seeing. How had these humans managed to hide such advanced ships? As the Empire's fleet lay powerless, a calm voice came through their communication systems. It was a human commander. "You were warned. This is your final chance to turn back. Leave now, and we will allow you to go in peace." The voice was steady, almost cold, and it sent a chill through the Empire's commanders. They were not used to being spoken to this way. Usually others begged for mercy, but these humans seemed completely unafraid. Refusing to look weak, the Empire's commanders ignored the warning. They gave orders to manually override the weapon systems, determined to show these humans who was in control. The soldiers worked quickly, managing to restore some power to their weapons. The Empire's ships opened fire, sending beams of energy and plasma toward the human fleet. But the human ships moved with surprising speed and skill. They dodged the attacks effortlessly, almost as if they knew exactly where each shot would land. The Empire's commanders watched in horror as their powerful blasts missed every target. The human ships closed in, surrounding the Empire's fleet even tighter. The Empire's soldiers began to feel trapped, like prey surrounded by predators. Then the humans struck back. Their weapons fired with pinpoint accuracy, hitting the Empire ships in their most vulnerable spots. Explosions erupted as human weapons tore through the Empire's armor with ease. Each hit was precise, calculated, and devastating. The Empire's commanders were stunned. They had never seen weapons like these, and they certainly hadn't expected such accuracy from a supposedly primitive species. The human ships didn't attack wildly. They moved methodically, picking off the Empire's ships one by one. It was as if they had been studying the Empire's tactics and weaknesses for years. The Empire's commanders realized, too late, that they had underestimated their enemy. These humans were not fighting out of fear. They were fighting with skill, confidence, and a strange sense of calm that the Empire had never encountered. As more Empire ships were destroyed, the surviving soldiers began to panic. The commanders shouted orders, trying to organize a defense, but it was clear that the Empire's fleet was outmatched. They had come expecting an easy victory, but now they were facing a nightmare they hadn't prepared for. Finally, the human commander's voice returned on their communication system, calm as ever. "This battle is over. Leave now, or there will be nothing left of your fleet." The message was simple, but the threat was clear. The Empire's commanders looked at the remains of their once mighty fleet, now scattered and broken, and for the first time, they felt true fear. With heavy hearts and bruised pride, the Empire's commanders gave the order to retreat. The surviving ships turned and began their slow journey away from Earth. The Galactic Empire had faced humans in battle for the first time, and they had lost. The remnants of the Empire's fleet drifted in space, scarred and shaken. The commanders had never experienced such a crushing defeat. Their once mighty fleet had been reduced to fragments, and the survivors were haunted by the precision and strength of Earth's defenses. As they limped away from Earth, they began to believe the human warnings were more than just bravado. But the humans weren't done yet. As the battered Empire ships attempted to retreat, a new message from Earth came through. This time, it was broadcast to every ship, its voice calm but firm. "Empire fleet, you have one final warning. Leave Earth's orbit immediately and do not return. If you ignore this message, we will end you here and now." The message sent a chill through the remaining Empire soldiers. Despite their fear, one of the commanders, a high-ranking official named Commander Torvek, clenched his fists in anger. He refused to let fear cloud his pride. They were the Galactic Empire, the strongest force in the universe, not some weak species to be bullied by humans. Torvek opened a private channel to the fleet, addressing the other commanders. "Are we going to let these humans scare us?" he demanded, his voice laced with anger and shame. "We may have lost some ships, but we are the Empire. We can regroup, plan, and launch a stronger attack. We won't let a small planet humiliate us." But as Torvek spoke, he noticed the hesitant looks in the eyes of his fellow commanders. The fear was clear. They had seen what humans were capable of, and they had no desire to face it again. One of the younger commanders, a man named Tarek, finally spoke up. "Commander Torvek, with all due respect, we underestimated them once. If we attack again, we risk complete annihilation. These humans have strength and technology we don't understand." Torvek's pride clashed with reality. He wanted to ignore the warnings, to charge back into battle, but deep down, he felt a gnawing doubt. The humans had defeated them easily. with weapons and tactics the Empire had never seen. And worst of all, the humans showed no signs of fear. If anything, they seemed to be waiting, watching, as if they had the upper hand all along. Just then, another human broadcast filled the Empire's communication systems. This time, it showed a view of Earth's Defense Command Center. Standing before them was a human commander, stern and unyielding. "We respect life," the commander said. "We have given you more warnings than any other enemy would. But make no mistake, if you return, you will face forces far stronger than what you encountered today. This is your final chance. Leave, and let this be the last time you enter Earth's space." The Empire's soldiers were silent, watching the human commander's eyes. There was no anger or arrogance there, only a steady certainty. It was clear that humans weren't boasting or bluffing. They were giving the Empire a choice, one last chance to avoid total destruction. Torvek's pride finally began to crumble. He could see the fear and hesitation among his crew. They had lost friends, comrades, and nearly their lives. Charging back into a fight with the humans would be reckless, possibly suicidal. Swallowing his pride, he looked at his crew and gave the command no one expected. "We retreat," he said, his voice heavy but firm. "Send a message to Earth. We accept their terms." As the Empire's fleet slowly turned away from Earth, a final transmission from the humans arrived. "Remember this day. Spread our message across the Empire. Earth is not yours to conquer. We will defend our planet and we will win." For the first time, the Galactic Empire retreated. Their powerful fleet, once feared across the stars, returned to their territory humbled and silent. News of the humans spread quickly, and stories of Earth's strength began circulating throughout the galaxy. The Empire, once unchallenged, now had a new rule among its ranks, a silent but absolute law that every soldier, every commander would come to know well. Stay away from Earth. The Galactic Empire returned home, but their minds were still on the humans. News of their defeat spread through the Empire like wildfire. Once regarded as the greatest military force in the galaxy, the Empire found itself facing a new reality. Earth had become a name to be feared. As the Empire's ships docked, Torvek gathered the high-ranking officials for an emergency meeting. The room was tense, filled with hushed whispers and anxious faces. No one wanted to admit it, but the truth was clear. They had underestimated the humans, and now their reputation hung by a thread. Torvek stood at the front, his voice steady but serious. "We all know what happened in that battle. We were caught off guard and we suffered for it. But we cannot let fear rule us. We must understand the humans and prepare for future encounters." A murmur of agreement swept through the room, but not everyone was convinced. One of the older commanders, a grizzled veteran named General Varric, frowned. "Understanding them will not change the fact that they defeated us. Our ships were powerful, our weapons advanced, yet they stood against us and won. We must not forget this." Another commander, a young officer named Lyra, added, "But we can learn from our mistakes. We saw how they fought, how they organized their fleet. They are not just primitive beings. They have technology we cannot ignore." Torvek nodded, realizing that the humans had opened a new chapter in their history. "We need to gather intelligence on Earth. We must find out more about their technology, their strengths, and weaknesses. We must not allow them to surprise us again." Meanwhile, back on Earth, the victory had changed everything. News of the Empire's defeat spread quickly, and the humans began to see themselves differently. They were no longer just a small, unimportant planet in the galaxy. They had shown strength and resilience, and they were ready to defend their home. The Earth's leaders held a summit, bringing together scientists, military strategists, and diplomats. They knew they had to prepare for future threats, but they also saw an opportunity to unite humanity. "Today we stand as a united front," the president declared to the gathered leaders. "We have faced a mighty foe and shown them that we will not back down. But we cannot let our guard down. We must be ready for whatever comes next." Scientists began working day and night to improve Earth's technology. They studied the remnants of the Empire's ships and weapons, eager to learn everything they could. Engineers designed new defenses and enhanced existing military technology. Humanity also realized that they could not rely solely on military might. Diplomacy became a crucial focus. The leaders decided to reach out to other planets and races, seeking allies who could help protect Earth in the future. They knew that strength lay not just in weapons, but also in the bonds formed with others. As time passed, the Empire watched from afar, struggling to regain its confidence. Their scouts reported on Earth's rapid advancements. Humans were building more advanced ships and weapons, and their technological growth seemed unstoppable. The Empire's leaders were forced to confront their own failures. They had underestimated the humans, and now they had to deal with the consequences. "We must not let this continue," Torvek urged his fellow commanders in a meeting. "If we allow Earth to grow stronger, we may face a force that is even more powerful than we imagined." The Empire began to rebuild, but this time with Earth in mind. They sent spies and scouts to gather information, determined to understand the humans and their newfound strength. Rumors circulated throughout the Empire, instilling fear and caution among its ranks. Earth's reputation spread beyond the Empire as well. Other civilizations began to take note of the small blue planet that had dared to stand against a galactic power. They watched as Earth united, strengthened, and prepared for whatever challenges lay ahead. In the depths of space, the Empire was left to wonder. Had they awakened a sleeping giant? The fear of the humans echoed in every corner of the galaxy. Earth was no longer a simple planet. It had become a force to be reckoned with, a defender of its home, and a beacon of hope for others who might face oppression. As the Empire regrouped and strategized, they realized they had unleashed a new era, one where Earth would no longer be dismissed or taken lightly. The final warning had been issued, and now the galaxy would watch as Earth forged its path forward, ready to defend itself against anyone who dared to threaten its existence.